Hi, everybody. I'm back with another episode of Grand Canyon Lottery Statistics. Of course, this is another screencast for my Grand Canyon Lottery Statistics playlist. So if it's your first time watching, of course, we go over Grand Canyon Lottery Statistics, and you can find the primary material for this by Googling Grand Canyon Lottery Statistics and clicking on the second link. And down here, of course, is links to the primary material. I get the data from the Park Service, from the river lotteries they've run, and I put that data into a spreadsheet. And so I have one spreadsheet for each lottery that happens during the year. So, and then or one tab in a single spreadsheet for every lottery that happens in a calendar year. So this is the spreadsheet for the 2019 year. And you can, of course, make a copy of this spreadsheet by clicking on File and then going down in the File menu and click Make a Copy. And you can have your own copy of it and change the formulas, check the data. Let me know if you find mistakes. This is an open source project. Send me comments if they're good. At this point, a lot of the suggestions you see in version 2.2 of this sheet have come from the open source community. So people are like, hey, put the day of the week in there, and then we incorporate that. Or another one is that the odds of winning don't go over 100% anymore. So things like that. A lot of statisticians have helped out with this project at this point, and it's really taken off. More to the data for this lottery. So we had the 4/12/2018 lottery that ran 8 days ago. Usually I'm much more quicker at turning around data as soon as the Park Service publishes the statistics, but unfortunately I've been very busy at work, so there's been a bit of a delay. So in this last lottery, we saw a lot of volume. Of course, it was the second one in the year. Get my mouse back. And we had, second lottery for the 2019 calendar year after the main lottery that ran on February 23rd. This ran on April 12th. There were, of course, 3,279 applications for 46 permits. So congratulations if you're one of those 46 people who won. And I'm so sorry if you're one of those 3,233 people who lost. Of course, that gives us a win rate of 1.42% and a loss rate a little over 98%. If we can look at our median loss rate, which includes data from both lotteries, and our average, which is win rate of about 4.5% and loss rate about 95.5%. So nothing too new here as far as trends. Over previous years, it's still soul crushingly hard to get a Grand Canyon permit. Looking at data in this lottery specifically, we can see, let's see, what can we see? January dates. Look at all these applications, right? So when you got 27 people applying for a January 5th trip, or 18 people applying for the January 9th, the lowest number of applications, it looks like the 16 for January 18. That's totally good if you have, your 80 points permit party. So say you're a 5-point applicant and you have 15 other people in a permit party, the theoretical limit that makes logical sense your odds of getting a permit in the winter are almost, upwards of 75%. And that's pretty hard to do. But it doesn't mean it's still easy. It's definitely not guaranteed. It used to be in the early days of this new river management plan, like 2008, 2007, 2009. Winter application volumes were pretty much guaranteed. You didn't have to have a 15-person, 5-point permit party. Of course, if you look at the odds of winning, sorry, this data's not wrapped. I'm going to fix this. There we go. Still haven't, as you can see, I didn't clean up the sheet as well as I could have, but that should make it better. Looking at our other dates, we can see volume of course, application volume increase as we get into the spring and summer months, with a max number of applications. It looks like this 1,162 applications for this April 24th, 2019 date. And I wonder if that's because like people, hey, it's April where they're at. They're like, April next year would be really cool. Let's apply for that. Who knows? Spring would be really cool to go down there. And of course, the odds of winning this were minuscule, even with the theoretical limit of our 16 5-point person permit party, less than 2% odds at that high date. Scrolling down, we can see, still see high application volume all the way into December 2019. Looks like that 33 might be, oh no, there's a 16-point is our mid in this data set. Where is that? There it is, the 18th of January. So, another important point here is that the first follow-up lottery after the main lottery is much, much harder. Your odds of winning are cut in half. You go from about 5% in this case to median odds were 1%, average odds 3.5%. And if we look in this column F, where we have a 3.9-point average, which is the average from all applications listing this date, and actually it should be 4.3. So let me update that real quick. Let me check the formula to make sure it's correct. Oh, I can't see it right now. I have to double check that data because that number does seem a little high. So if it's different after this screencast, you'll know I updated it. I was on an airplane when I compiled this data, and I did it in a library office spreadsheet offline. So that's why you can't see the formula there. Nonetheless, the story is the same. So very, very difficult to win. Let's look over here at the 4/5 2018 lottery. Again, now we're on the spreadsheet for the 2018 lottery year. And there's been 8 lotteries so far, 1 primary and 7 follow-up lotteries. Application totals for all lotteries are at 16,633. And our winners are at 100 and that's incorrect. Total winners. Sorry, I'm updating this in real time. 634. Total losers, or total applications. There'd be 9. 16,633. B3. So again, that gives us a win rate so far for the 2018 year of 3.74%, a loss rate of 96.26%. Going into the data itself, we only had 8 permits in this lottery for almost 500 applications, 443 applications. It was brutal. Tough odds on this one. Let's just start with if you had your 5-point permit party. The best odds were 4/19, 2018. That means you plan a Grand Canyon trip less than 2 weeks out, and that would be 35%. Odds of winning the winning permit had 2.88%. Moving out to a lot of June dates in here, all but one. June 30th had almost a 1% chance of winning. So if you take one thing away from this data, it's that it's not easy to get a Grand Canyon permit in a follow-up lottery. The main lottery is your best chance, and even then, you only have 5% chance on average when you look at what's available. So why is this important? Of course, the Grand Canyon National Park is a global commons. You don't just have to be a U.S. citizen to visit. You can apply for a permit if you live on Earth, basically, and it's very hard to get a private permit. And of course, there's 2 ways to access the Grand Canyon. One's get a private river permit, the non-commercial route. The other way is a commercial route. And if you want to do a commercial trip, you just Google Grand Canyon rafting, and we'll see. We can book a trip right now. So booking a commercial rafting trip is very easy. I could book a trip in a few minutes right here through this website. So click on Grand Canyon. It's very, very easy to do a commercial trip. And so what we can see is these barriers to entry are very, very unequal. You have a non-commercial user group who's doing a trip themselves, and they have so many more barriers of entry to access this resource than the commercial group. And one thing Tom and I were talking about on the phone a couple weeks ago was about how the commercial companies, which the Park Service uses a term called concessionaire for, they give them contracts to operate in Grand Canyon National Park, and those contracts have a lot of value, and they go for a long time, which gives the commercial group like a viable business plan and option, right? And there's pros and cons to that. Well, anyway, the park just approved a lot of concession contracts for Grand Canyon commercial rafting companies that will extend for the next 10 years. And so, what we can see if we look at the non-commercial river lottery statistics year over year over year, if you look at all the lotteries, not just the main lottery, but every single lottery year over year, you look at your total losses. Let's go to the 2018 sheet. You look at the total losses. It's already like stupid hard to get a permit, right? Loss rates are in the 90th percentile. That's not changing. It will slowly creep up. 10 years from now, it'll be closer to the 98th percentile. 20 years from now, it'll be closer to the 99th percentile, right? And so when these concessionaire contracts go to expire again, it will feel just as hard, statistically speaking. Like you're not going to notice a 3% difference in odds of winning. You're just going to keep losing. The majority of people are just going to continue to lose the lottery, and your best way to access the resource will continue to be via commercial trip. So if that's something that you think is morally and ethically unequal because the Grand Canyon's a commons. Think about what you could do as an advocate to make it a more level playing field where where both the commercial groups and the non-commercial groups have more of a level playing field. Instead of one, you just like go to their website, book a trip, you're on. Pay your, I don't know, let's say $1,500 to $5,000, you're on. You can go, versus the other group where it's like lots of data analysis, networking, and then ultimately it's just luck. You have to be lucky to get your own permit or get on someone else's permit, right? We know that when there's 634 losers and 634 losers for just the 2018 year, and almost 17,000 applicants, meaning we have 15,564 losers, that it's not easy to win or find someone with a permit to let you on their permit. So when your best option is always a commercial trip, for me that feels unequal, and I hope that as this project continues, we can work to change that. All right, thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful, and if you have feedback for me on the data, especially if you see a mistake, let me know. If you want to make a copy of the spreadsheet and make it better, do that, and show me your changes or send me your suggestions, and if they're good, we'll add them in. We'll make version 2.3. All right, thanks for watching, everybody.